They're not just monsters. They're playing with us. Every shot we miss, they get stronger. Then we can't miss. Not again. We have to win this, or we die here.
Hello everybody, Amit here. A viewer had requested I make a video on Celeste, and I think this was like a week ago or so, and I'm not gonna lie, I completely forgot about it, so my apologies. I'm gonna demonstrate Celeste's kit. It's not super complicated. I'd say with her kit, it's mostly just getting used to where you're going to end up when you do certain inputs. That's probably the hardest part, but mechanically it's gonna be pretty easy. It's just gonna be muscle memory and also like just testing out and like getting in-game time. But I'm also going to take the chance just to explain some basic tenets of shooting in the current meta and with the current affixes and the characters that are being played. So I'm just going to discuss all that. But first, just go over Celeste. So first move she has is post up. From here, you have a couple of different options. So you can get out of post up, right? Just like that. If you want to do that faster, you do post up and go right back out and you'll bounce back to where you started. And the other option when you do post up is you can spin out of it. So now you can spin once, right? Kind of looks like twice, but it's one spin because you have two. You can spin twice. And again, that looks like three, but it's really two spins after the animation starts. And those can be chained with her behind the back dribble. So she has a behind the back dribble. And she has no dribble move, as you can see. It's just the post up. So you post up from any distance from the basket. And she has dribble move. Now, the most common combos you'll see with her is going to be like a full combo. So, sorry, I just entered it. I want to do her. There you go. Now, that's a full combo. You obviously start that super close in. There's something to note that this is a totally feasible way of scoring. Good defenders may just sit on the outside, or maybe have one person on the outside, somebody else in like proximity. What you can do when they commit like that is just take a mid-range shot, take a free two. And very similar to like if you're playing Martin and you're getting the ball, and then you're doing that when you hold the ball here and you're kind of like hinting as where you're going to dash. Some people will just stand straight behind you to stop you from shooting a three. And then he'll punish that by just taking it two. So similar with Celeste, you can do that. The other thing I want to mention is that, well, I'll get into this soon, but she has a really good way of stacking Big Heart for free. So she can do this chain basically of moves that will let her just keep stacking it, and it'll be difficult to stop her or restrict her. So what you do is just go into post up, double dribble move out, go back into post up, and you can see why that's good, right? You can keep stacking the Big Heart basically for free. And the same thing too is like you're not even just stacking Big Heart, you're also just waiting for somebody to be out of position, get screened, anything like that where you can just get a shot off. So I think super good kit. It's not hard to figure out. It's just, I think, learning where you're going to end up. Like right here, I wouldn't personally know if off one spin and one behind the back dribble if I'd end up in the corner, the left corner. So I'm gonna see. Yeah, I have two. I'd have to use two. I just don't play her enough to know that kind of thing. So I'd recommend getting into training tool like I am and just start your combo and see where you end up and see if it's where you imagine it was or if it's like, you know, closer, further, whatever. So that's Celeste kit. Now, what I was talking about earlier with stacking Big Heart, you're gonna find that most people who have dribble moves will do that. So, oh, I'm sorry, I meant to go to Luis. So like Luis, right? It's the same idea. She has behind the back, and you can basically start another combo right after. This is good because behind the backs cannot be interrupted. Like somebody can't knock you over when you're doing that or restrict you, but the dribble move they can. So that's why most commonly you'll see people start with these because it puts you further behind where your defender isn't. Your defender is not going to be on top of you. So when you go further behind and then you start your dribble moves, which can be interrupted, you're doing it further away from them where they're most likely not going to be arranged to knock you down. So that's why you'll see a lot of people do that. This is very common. You'll see people do this combination. Now, the other thing I want to mention is that on somebody like Luis, right? I'm running Cheetah on her. So I make a lot of distance when I do my moves, but what you might not really think about this, or maybe you have and you're not sure why you do one before the other. You have your dribble move and your aux. So what I would say, first of all, behind the back dribble, when you use it and you shoot the ball, like I think like within 1.5 seconds, you get like a some sort of buff. I don't remember exactly what it is, but it's some sort of buff you get. So you're going to shoot the ball regardless, though. Like, regardless of how you do this combo, the ball will come out within 1.5 seconds. I'm just saying, though, that, like, when you're thinking about if you want to do your behind the back or your dribble move first, I would be thinking about where the defender is. If the defender is over... Sorry, this way. If the defender is over here, I'm going to start with my dribble move and then do my behind the back, because if I end with a dribble move, they can knock me down. So I would do something like this. Right, so not just saying I'm shooting there, that's just an example, right? I would start with my dribble move because they're not in proximity to knock me down. And then you can see if I started with the behind the back, it may look, you know, you don't want to be there because you could step up and knock you down there. So same thing, if they're right in front of you, like here, well, then you start with this and then you dribble move when you're out of proximity of them to knock you down. So that is just the only small thing I'd mention about that. But, you know, every character that shoots, not every, but a lot of them have things like this, like same thing with Taylor. You used to do the same thing. A lot of people you'll see will just spam these. They'll just try and break you and stack big heart. It's really good. Only other thing I'll say that I don't see a lot of people do, the lower ranks, is, let's just say I'm playing Taylor, right? I get the ball. Now when I shoot this, whoever was in front of me can no longer be on top of me. I'm now open from the man-to-man. This person started here, they just can't physically close that gap, at least most of the time, unless like a Dylan that has a dash, but whatever. So that means somebody has to fill here. It's either the big or the point guard. Somebody has to fill here when I pretend like I'm going to take the shot. So that's when you get a free jump, and at that point then you want to pass the ball out, get the ball back, and a lot of times you're now you can get a pull-up because of your pump fake. So, you know, use your dribble moves as well to create these scoring opportunities. Just by baiting somebody to jump is, you know, almost secure that all the time. Only other thing I'd say with Taylor, and same thing with Luis, because they have the same moves. Same moves. You can do, like, your longest combo would be something like this. And you see, you started all the way in this corner, and then you just do dribble move, behind the back dribble move, and you end up here. So that's all I want to say really about that. I don't think there's anybody else that's like, oh, sorry. Something I will say too about somebody like Misaki is I would run cheat on her, not because it's amazing for a kick, as like, you're not going to, oftentimes if you're playing her proper, you're not going to do a full combination, right? You're not going to be doing that most often because it's really easy to get knocked down. But what it is good for is that when you're playing Misaki, she has this quick shot or wonderful quick shot. And that's really good because it's hard. It has disturbance resistance, and I have the affix that gives it more. So like, it's something people have to try and guard. So say I get the ball here, when I fake that, boom. And now the reason Cheetah is good is because what you can do is, say somebody's in front of you, like right here. With Cheetah, you make so much distance. I mean, that when you do that and then you take your drifting shot, they're not in contest range. So it's really only good for that reason, where it's like, okay, let's just take out the ball. And I can do that. No. Ideally, you don't miss the shot. That is something you want to make sure they're using her full kit. And also with her, I don't see a lot of Misaki do this. She has a back step that you can start your dribble move combo off. So you can do that. It's a little faster with Cheetah. And you move a little further. But anyways, that's some basic stuff. I don't think there's anything else really to go over other than something like, oh, this is actually probably one other thing, is on somebody like Cher, she has a lot of motion. So I would say on Cher, one of the things I want to see more Chers do is you get the ball, and now you can backstep, jump into that. And if you really want to, it's going to be difficult to guard. Most people won't guard this, I think at least, is you get the ball, you fake, and then you do your little up and under to the side, and that's really difficult to guard. You make a lot. First of all, you're making a lot of distance. Second of all, people don't know when to jump because it's just difficult to guard that, honestly. I think Cher should be doing that shit way more often. Same thing with like, I think people have kits that are not being properly utilized, and Cher is one of them for sure. She has a lot of motion. You just have to be using your kit proper. Anyways, I think that's mostly it. I don't think there's anybody here really I'd want to go over. Oh, actually there is one thing I want to say. So I think Jessica is really good, and I'm surprised more people don't play her. She's really difficult to play, mostly because she can force teams into playing zone. Wow, it is really storming bad where I am. But anyways, she can really force people to play zone, and that's not easy. Even with a coordinated team, playing zone gets complicated. So I think Jessica, because she has her sprint, somebody has to now cover her that's not the shooting guard or whoever is the scorer. Like, it's just too much speed. So if you're forcing them into an uncomfortable position where they have to now, like, on the fly figure out who's guarding it, it's just like, it makes so many openings. And she also has pinpoint pass, so you can start from here, pass it. So the reason that's good is because you can now sprint across the screen, and then if your point guard is on the other side with the big, right, your ISO, well, you can pinpoint past them. It's like, it's so good. So I would say, if you're a scorer and you're looking for somebody new to play, and you like somebody that has a more unique kit, Jessica is really cool. Only thing is, her hit rate is not the best. Like, she will miss a good amount of open shots. Not a good amount, but like, she'll probably miss like 2 out of 10 open shots. So green shots not going in is really frustrating because they're not, you have to work for them for the most part. So anyways, that's one thing. I just love her. I think she has so much motion. I think she has so much potential too. I would definitely look into playing Jessica. And yeah, that's it. So hopefully this video was helpful. I wasn't entirely sure when somebody asked me to show Celeste what they wanted to see. So hopefully me showing the dribble combos was helpful. And yeah, if you have any requests for things, please feel free to let me know. Sorry, I'm so bad at speaking right now. I'm like, I don't sleep much. So anyways, thanks for watching. Hopefully this helped.